Lord of War, 2005 movie review. Plot, characters, themes, and Nicolas Cage's career. Lord of War, 2005, directed by Andrew Niccol, is a gripping, thought-provoking drama that explores the world of international arms dealing through the eyes of Yuri Orlov, played by Nicolas Cage. The film delves into Yuri's rise from a small-time immigrant in New York to one of the most notorious arms dealers in the world. The plot follows Yuri as he navigates the dangerous and morally ambiguous world of weapon sales, constantly balancing his personal ambitions with the heavy consequences of his actions. At its core, Lord of War is a commentary on the global arms trade, its impact on global conflicts, and the human cost behind it. The film presents the stark realities of how weapons are used in wars, often ending up in the hands of ruthless dictators, terrorists, and criminal organizations. Cage's character is deeply flawed but is portrayed with a sense of dry humor, making him both sympathetic and repellent. This duality is a hallmark of Cage's performance, which is at its best in this role. Yuri's relationships, particularly with his brother Vitaly, played by Jared Leto, and his wife Ava, Bridget Moynihan, provide emotional depth to the story. While Yuri is driven by greed, his brother and wife serve as moral compasses, contrasting with his increasingly destructive lifestyle. Jared Leto's portrayal of Vitaly, a character with a conscience, brings an emotional layer to the movie, showing the consequences of Yuri's actions on those closest to him. The film's themes are heavy and multifaceted, dealing with the corruption of power, the morality of business, the exploitation of global conflict, and the human toll of war. Lord of War is also about the concept of complicity, how individuals and governments alike turn a blind eye to the consequences of their actions as long as they profit. The movie frequently plays with the idea of how people rationalize unethical decisions to justify their personal success. If you're familiar with Blow, 2001, starring Johnny Depp, you'll notice similarities between the two films. Both explore the rise and fall of a man involved in illegal business, who justifies his actions as a means to provide for his family or achieve success. Both characters experience moral decline, but there's an underlying sense of vulnerability that makes them more relatable. Like Blow, Lord of War isn't just about the illicit trade, but also about the personal costs of those involved. Lord of War also takes a darker, more cynical view of the American dream, showing how wealth and success can be achieved through morally questionable means. It shares similarities with other films that explore greed and excess, like Scarface, 1983, or the Godfather series. But unlike those films, Lord of War doesn't glorify the characters. Instead, it highlights their flaws and the consequences of their actions. In terms of Nicolas Cage's career, Lord of War stands out as one of his more nuanced roles. Known for his wild, over-the-top performances in films like National Treasure or Face Off, Cage gives a more restrained, serious performance here that showcases his acting range. Yuri Orlov is a character who requires a level of complexity and subtlety, which Cage nails. His performance is cold, calculating, and pragmatic, yet there are moments of vulnerability that make the character more human. This film is a reminder that Cage has more to offer than just action-packed roles. The film's visual style and pacing are also notable. Nicole's direction is sharp, with a pace that mirrors Yuri's rise to power. The cinematography, combined with the iconic opening sequence that shows Cage's voiceover narrating the global arms trade, creates a sense of dread, building the film's heavy atmosphere. The movie's use of black comedy and dark satire also adds to its overall impact, making the audience both uncomfortable and intrigued. Similar films. Blow, 2001. As mentioned, Blow shares thematic and structural similarities, exploring the life of a drug dealer and his moral decline. Scarface, 1983, another film that deals with the rise and fall of a man in the criminal underworld, showcasing the American dream's darker side. The Godfather series, like Lord of War, The Godfather is a classic that delves into the complexities of crime, family, and the costs of success. The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. Though it focuses on the stock market, The Wolf of Wall Street shares similar themes of greed, excess, and the consequences of immoral choices.